Ranger, and I hid him right behind the door. And then I went over to the school, and I took preschool teachers one at a time, and I said, hey, there's something in the janitor's closet. I think it's because of the school. You need to come see it right now. And they'd look at me funny, but then start walking. And as we got to the kitchen, I say, yeah, right in there. Open the door. I mean, what came out of their mouth as they saw that Power Ranger. And I just sat there and watched it all. It was so fun. I mean, the reaction of people as they opened up and saw that Power Ranger. Anyway, I was getting such a kick out of that. The youth group was having an overnighter, and I didn't want anything to happen to that Power Ranger, so I took it out of that closet, and I put it in my office, kind of back behind the door, and I thought that way they won't get to it. Sunday morning, I usually get here early. I walk into my office, forgetting all about it. I open the door. Every time I think about that, it's like something just wells up inside of me. And today we were just talking about it during lunch with the staff, and I thought, yeah, that's right, and we all started laughing together. We all have these good memories that every time we think about them, it's just, we get joyful. We're limited creatures with failing memories. God remembers every great thing. He has it constantly there. I would tell you that we serve a God who is filled with joy. Later on, this baby boy, Jesus, would grow up and begin to speak about who God is. And in John chapter 15, he says this, if you obey my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have obeyed my Father's commands and remain in his love. Then he goes on to say, I've told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. Jesus, my joy is what I want to have in you so that your joy may be complete. I think of God as this powerfully joyful being whose joy is just overflowing like a cup that's just spilling out. And his intention is that as creatures, you and I, would be filled with that same joy so that our joy would be complete and start to spill over. That's the picture of who God is. And when Mary hears about what God's doing, she says, my soul glorifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Savior. The ground of her joy is in God, the most joyful being in the whole universe. And it's as though God's joy is spilled over to her so that her joy can also spill out as she opens her mouth in song. To me, this is such a great picture of what joy can be about in the Christmas season. You see, our culture wants to ramp us up with all this kind of artificial happiness that we know is not true. Mary's joy is grounded in Jesus Christ. And if you really want to have the kind of joy that isn't just on the artificial surface level, then the person to turn to is God. The place to go is in Jesus Christ. And in this season of the year, my prayer for you will be that as you go out singing with your hearts filled with Christmas cheer, that it might not just be this kind of artificial glib happiness that our culture wants to put on, but it might be grounded in a God who is filled with joy as you put your trust in Jesus Christ.